this is Dad from Dad's Van. Welcome back. This weekend we're going to be installing a platform bed in the rear of the Sprinter van. And to do that, I'm going to install some L-track along the passenger and driver sides of the rear of the van. So, first step in planning this is how high do you want the bed? So the things I took into consideration were what kind of storage I needed underneath the platform bed and how much room, after the platform and the mattress there would be above the bed. And would that allow me to sit up and read a book or things like that. So what I decided is I've got some storage containers that I usually take camping. And when I stack those, they come out to like 29 inches or so. So I want to have this bed high enough so that if I have two stacked containers, I can pull one off the top of the other, I have a little bit of working room there. And so that came out to be I need to allow about 30.5 inches. So I've put the floor back in just so I can get a good accurate measurement from the floor to where the L-track is going to be. And I've determined that 30.5 is going to be a little bit above this bend here, but that's okay because the L-track bolts will go right along here just before this crease and allow me to mount things up. If I need to adjust that at all, I can always. So the plan is to basically get the L-track on there, and then using these threaded triple stud fittings, get some angle aluminum or steel mounted on there, and then I'll get the platform put on top of this angle. So the nice thing is with angles is you can get them in different sizes. So this one is 1.5 by 1.5. I could get it bigger if I want to raise the bed higher. So I might look at doing that, but for now I started off with 1.5 by 1.5. Alright, so first step's going to be cutting the L-track. Alright, so I measured out in the van about 65 inches, which works out pretty well because this is a pre-drilled set where they're drilled every 6 inches. Except for the very first pre-drill, those are 5 inches apart. Or I guess it could be the last. But anyway, it worked out pretty well to have it end right here at 65 inches, which is right after this last bolt. So I've got a bolt at the start, a bolt at the beginning. And went ahead and marked this with a speed square. Nice way to get a straight line on here. And with a steel cutting blade, we're going to go ahead and get this cut. Alright, so after cutting this, I had kind of a rough edge, so I'm going to take a file and file it down. Alright, so I've cut the L-track to 65 inches, which fits in here just perfectly. And next thing I did was measured using a ruler the height I wanted it at and made a few marks all the way across, then used a level to check that and connect the dots, make sure it's all level, and then traced a black line all the way across. And now I've got a magnetic level holding up the L-track, and I'm going to go ahead and mark where the drill holes need to be. So I'm checking just from left to right that the holes do indeed line up with the black line that I had drawn on the metal. Now I'm just going to go through and mark where the drilling needs to happen. Alright, so this is a center punch. And we're going to use this to go along here and mark where we need to drill. To support the L track, I'm going to be putting in these cross nuts. Basically what these do is we'll drill a hole, then we'll insert these in, and then I have a special tool that will expand the cross nut, which looks like a plus, I guess. And that will expand behind there. Something that can accept the 1/4-20 hardware that came with the L track. So these are 1/4-20 cross nuts. Alright. Pre-bolt. 1/4-20 these are 1/4-20 pre-bolt cross nuts. I've never done one of these cross nuts before, so I wanted to test it out first. And what I decided to use as my test bed is the 14x14 cutout. So I bought these 1/4-20 cross nuts, so that'll take the hardware that came with my L track. And so I drilled a 3/8 inch hole in the metal here. And I'm going to use this hand-driven rivet tool to expand the cross nut once it's in there. So the instructions for the rivet tool say to take this threaded bolt, put it through here, then thread on the cross nut onto the back like that. We're going to insert it into the hole. So you can see it's sticking out the back. And now I'm going to use a 7/8 wrench to hold the main body of this, while I use an 11/16 socket to turn. Okay, so what's going to happen, we've got this cross nut in here, and this cross nut's what you use to attach metal things to other metal. So I'm going to crank down on this, and it should start to expand the cross nut. Let's turn it here. There we go. Alright, there it goes.
Should I be wearing normal pants?
You're good. So you can see what that cross nut's doing. Pretty easy, actually. Easier than I thought. Alright. Let's take a look at it. So what it did is it expanded into a plus on the back side.
Was it not like that in the first place?
No, it was bulbed out a little, but as you tighten it, it spreads those out. So now to break the tension, we're going to reverse the socket here. And that should allow us to get this threaded bolt out. Once that's out, put this back. And let's look at what we got. So now we've got this metal cross nut here. So now it's solid in there, and now I can take something like, if there's something I want to bolt to the metal, I take a similar size 1/4 bolt and I can bolt it. So I'm going to be bolting that L track to the metal. So this hand rivet tool, RNHT 25, works pretty well. First hole here. Oh, you can see where my magnet is, huh?
Yep.
Isn't that funny? Watch. Little shavings move around with it.
It was cool to watch those little shavings like appear where your magnet was.
Yeah. So first thing we do is we thread the cross nut onto here.
Oh, you do the same thing where it like
Yeah.
splits backwards.
And we give it a little tap here to get it. Alright, first cross nut going in.
Didn't you already put one in?
Well, that was just a test one. Alright, ready? You gotta hold it with the wrench. So get a wrench around that base and you don't let it move, okay? Here it goes. Oh. So it's gonna want to go that way, so you be prepared to push that way. Ready? So you're going.
How do we know if it worked?
Because we thread this out.
Can't you just let me do it?
Now look at it. Oh yeah. Looks good,
Oh,
huh?
it did work. Yep, I got one. Yep.
So it's in there and it's expanded. Alright. So we're one down. That's in.